Guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got a special guest on the channel today. His name's Leon, and Leon has built a website from scratch that's now generating him about $700 a month. So I thought you guys would be interested in hearing a little bit about Leon and his story, because I know a lot of you are looking to open your own sort of online side hustle and start making either some extra money for yourself or maybe get yourself into a position where you can quit your full-time job. So, Leon, how are you?
How you doing, Nick? I'm good.
Good.
And
Thanks.
you?
Yeah. No, I'm good. Thanks for coming on. And yeah, so Leon, I'll jump straight into it.
Yeah.
So you don't run your website as a full-time job. What do you do for sort of a full-time job? What do you do in your day job?
Yeah, so I don't run it as a full-time job at the moment. I do make, affiliate income from different sources aside from the website. So I do make full-time money at the moment, but I still choose to stick at my job for the second until I think it's a lot more sustainable and reliable. Yeah, that's just a personal preference. Maybe I should pull the trigger right now. Maybe I shouldn't. Who knows? But yeah, for my day job, I work as a train driver, tube driver to be precise, in the middle of London. So I run up from Stratford up to Stanmore and back again. That's what I do.
Cool. So what actually got you into online marketing? How long have you been doing it now? What first got your attention with it?
All right. So the way I initially got started was funny enough through Ty Lopez. So that's how I first got involved in the internet. Just seeing his stuff. It wasn't his Lamborghini video or anything like that. It was just the 67 steps course that he was running, and that was just like a mindset kind of thing. Initially, I mean, I've been into business in general and trying to do something in business for quite some time. I had a shop previously, and I've been going at different things, failed ventures, all different things. I've always been trying to experiment with different things over the years of growing up. But specifically what got me into online business was Ty Lopez, and then that led me into looking into different ways of making money on the internet. So I was looking at social media marketing, affiliate marketing, Amazon FBA, so on and so forth. And I think one of the main reasons for most people of why they get involved in affiliate marketing, which was my reason, is that it has a low barrier to entry. So, you didn't need to front a lot of money, and you could potentially make quite a lot of money on the upside. So that's what got me involved.
Awesome. Yeah. And I think when you actually started out, you were looking at, was it the CPA method? But nowadays you're more focused on the sort of organic SEO, sort of affiliate marketing, blog building type method. Is that right?
Yeah, so when I started, I was into CPA marketing. I had another YouTube channel with like 800 subscribers on there, or 900, something like that. Awesome. And I was learning and sharing what I was learning of CPA marketing, which stands for cost per action marketing, cost per acquisition. And I was promoting affiliate products on like places like Max Bounty, ClickBank, and whatever else, and running paid ads to funnels, and converting people in funnels, which I was, give or take, okay with, not great. But like with anything, it takes time. But I decided that I wanted to go down a more passive income route. And that's what led me into SEO, because you can kind of essentially build it and let it just, and forget it in that sense. You still got to maintain it, but not as much.
Yeah, I tell you what I like about the organic sort of website building SEO type of business model, and I don't know if you agree, but I feel like obviously you're constantly filling this site with content, and the more content, the more people you're going to be able to, capture through
your reach,
keywords that you're ranking for. And I just feel like as a long-term investment, my time is better spent building up something that is going to grow and grow. And normally with organic SEO, the more stuff you put out, the longer your site's been out, the more of an authority you become. Do you think sort of the same sort of way, or what sort of site are you looking to build? Are you looking to build something to sell, or are you looking to build sort of a big authority site on a topic?
Yeah, so no, my kind of approach to things is to have a portfolio of sites that bring in cash flow. I've only got one goal at the moment, and that's cash flow. With cash flow, it'll give me power, because I have the funds to then invest into a bigger venture. So for me, I mean, an authority website and just having that big authority site, that is a big enough venture for some people, but I don't want to just have one big site. I kind of just want that consistent cash flow. Then I can invest into, I want to potentially invent something of my own or do something big, you know, so this will give me the money to do that. That's it.
Awesome. So, Leon, let's get into your strategy when you're building out. I know you've got more than one site. Similar to me. When you're building up a site from scratch, what does your strategy look like? What do you focus on doing first? What does Leon want to do with that site, say in the first 3 months?
Yeah. All right. So this is a good question because I just built a site 3 days ago. So the first things first, and that's targeting easy, low competition keywords to build up the authority of the site, you know, to get quick wins. So start getting people through the door, start getting people, reading the content so Google can gather more data and more trust on my site and start to understand what the site's about and essentially, build up the authority.
Awesome. And how do you actually go about finding those keywords? Are there any sort of particular tools you like to use? Are they free or paid? How do you find the low competition keywords?
Yeah, so that changes a little bit because recently, over time, I've developed like a skill set for finding keywords. So when I started, I would use keyword tools. Yeah, I use in particular keysearch.co. It's a cheap tool. There's lots of reviews on it. I'm ranking for quite a few of the reviews anyway, and I've got affiliate links in them and whatever. But it's a good tool. That's a good free one. It allows you to find easy to rank keywords, and it gives you all the different metrics of difficulty and so on and so forth. Now that tool was brilliant when I was starting out, but then what happens with those tools is sometimes it overlooks things because it might see a very highly authoritative, forum or something like that, and then forums are like the lowest form of content on the internet. But a tool will not kind of tell you that. It will just bring up like a DA40 or DA50 and tell you that's a hard, difficult keyword. So if you're looking at the metrics, you might overlook those things. So what I found is that I get the most success by just doing a manual search, because ultimately, whatever tool you're using, you still have to do a manual search. And some people end up writing content without doing that manual search. So they go off of a tool, and that's not going to give you an accurate measure of exactly what the level of competition is out there. Because even if you have a very authoritative site, and even if you have a very authoritative website in the top 10 that's ranking, positions 1 to 3 or whatever, they might have a really crappy post on that particular keyword. Or sometimes they're not answering the keyword. They're just showing up for it because it's relevant, it's related. All of those avenues are gaps for you to get in, as a small guy. So I like to really get and hone in on that manual search these days. And that's exactly the strategy that I use. I actually don't even check volume anymore, because the thing is, I've got tons of keywords that bring in thousands of page views, and the tool tells me they're only like 100 or 10 searches a month, so they're inaccurate because they're all based on obviously past data.
And I think I'm right in thinking, because I think I've actually watched it. You've got a video on your channel that actually shows people this process of actually finding these low competition keywords. Guys, I'll leave a link to Leon's channel in the description below, but you have got a video, haven't you, to explain exactly how you find these keywords? Is that right?
Yeah, so I've got several videos, but a lot of them involve using the key search tool, which is still a great tool and I highly recommend using for beginners, especially to get your feet wet, because it's a little bit of a guidance for you. But I will be uploading some future videos in the next couple of weeks, to be precise, on how my keyword strategy has changed.
So I'm going to be selfish really and ask you for my own purpose with my own site. So let's say, you want to go after a particular keyword. You've highlighted a keyword that, you think there's a gap there. And how do you go about sort of planning out that article to make sure you're telling Google that you're the best bit of content out there, for that particular keyword? Do you have a specific way of, structuring your articles? Do you look for related, keywords and fill it out? What does that process look like for you?
Yeah, so I do. And I think what happens is over time you build up these skill sets. I know that you had previously Warren Wheeler on here, and sometimes it's difficult to pull things into words because you develop like this skill set through experience.
Hmm.
So it's like there's so many varying factors that could sway me left or right that it's
Yeah,
hard to pull into a sentence or
I get
verse,
you.
So
Yeah.
like basically, for example, if it depends on the type of article that I'm writing. If I'm writing something that's like question based and it's quite low competition and it's just something very specific, like for example, if we're gonna use, I've got a dog website. So if it was like, can I walk, or where can I walk a dog in the evenings in the middle of London? Like that's very super specific. So
Yeah.
that's like very low competition. Yeah. So if I were looking for something like that, well, the next thing I'm going to want to understand is I try and understand what 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 situation is the person in, why they're typing that in. So like, where are they and what are they thinking? That's the biggest thing. And this relates to all of the new updates that people have been releasing on SEO with the Google BERT. Yeah. And it's all to do with search intent. So
Hmm.
opposed to doing keyword research, people are calling it, what income school call it, search analysis. And what that is basically understanding the intent of the searcher and then not actually trying to rank for a particular keyword, but trying to rank for a particular intent. Okay, so
Hmm.
what I would do is I would go in and depending on what kind of keyword, if it was something a bit bigger, like say, for example, the best training tips for a dog, that's going to be a lot higher level competition. And we don't even need to go and search that. Just me telling
Hmm.
you the first one and the second one, you can see the levels. First of all, the first one I gave you is going to be very low searched. Yeah. Then the next one I gave you, best training tips for dogs. Well, my site's on golden retrievers. If I specified it more, best training tips for golden retrievers, it's a little higher level competition than the first keyword, but it's going to have more monthly searches than someone
Hmm.
searching for walking their dog in the middle of London, yeah, in the evening or
Hmm.
whatever. So anyway, once I've established that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drum it into Google and I'm going to find something that's actually being typed in Google. So once I've got that topic, I'm going to go and, put that into Google and see what people let the auto suggest it to me to see the specific term that someone's searching. Once I've
Hmm.
established that, then I'm going to see all the related keywords. So, the other questions that people are asking, that's going to help me to understand exactly what mindset the person's in. So then it's going to bring out things that I can't explain here. So
Hmm.
when
Hmm.
you look at the related searches, you're going to see, oh, well, the person's also searching for, the best harness for the dog or something like that. So, they might be searching for a harness with a torch or something like that. So they want to walk the
Hmm.
dog in the evening. Then you're like, they, this is a person who they just got a dog. They don't know too much. They want to walk the dog in the evening, but then it's in London. So it gets really dark in London and it's the time of year.
Hmm.
So then this leads you down this rabbit hole that helps you to understand exactly what they're searching. And
Hmm.
by you understanding that, you're able to come at an angle that other websites don't. So when you start to note this down, I then take a few bullets, like of all those related searches and whatever, just to get a kind of idea of what this person's really intending to get out of the post. Yeah. And sometimes it's like, if they're searching for where can I walk the dog in London, they might just want a quick list,
Yeah.
so that's another thing. So you might go, oh, like start, giving them tips on how to walk the dog in the evening and all of that, when all they were looking for was what parks listed out. Like they just wanted a quick list of where
Hmm.
can I go with the dog, so like that. So it's really understanding that. And then also,
I love
you
that.
can elaborate on those things, because if you start to understand the other things that they're looking for, then you might be able to recommend products like a torch and all these different things that I'm coming out with.
Hmm.
So I try to take that approach of really understanding at this present time what people's intent is. And then
I
by
love
that,
that.
I try and match it. It's just essentially sales in a nutshell, like want a
Hmm.
burger, I'll give you a burger kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I really like that because I think it is changing. Google, the way they process information is obviously changing with these
Mm,
updates that they're rolling out recently. But I like what you're saying, Leon. You're not just thinking about, trying to go for the keyword. You're actually thinking about the person's intent. What
mm,
do they want to know?
mm.
That's really, really useful. So Yeah, thanks for your insight on that.
It's how
So
you're going to stick at
yeah.
the top for the long term as well. I believe it's a very long term strategy,
Hmm.
because you could make like a blog post and do all these backlinks and SEO and whatever else and rank up there for 6 months, 12 months, and drop straight off as soon as someone comes with some real good content that actually answers what the person's looking for. And Google's algorithms constantly developing, so it's only time before it gets and figures out what your content is, whether it's good or bad, and then ranks you appropriately anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love that. I love that. I think you've got, you've got a very good mindset when it comes to all of that. And it's definitely got my mind thinking there. I was like, okay, yeah, no, I found that really useful. I was going to ask, so a lot of people watching this, I mean, some of you guys are on this, are subscribed to our channel, watching this video because you're interested in Amazon FBA. But if somebody wants to start their own blog or their own website, just like you've done, how do you go about, or how could they go about actually picking a niche? So picking a topic to write about. What does that process look like for you? How do you do that?
All right. So I always use the Wikipedia hobbies. So some people use Amazon's dashboard, of categories. So that, depending, it's very difficult to explain this in a quick video, but with this, there's different types of sites that a lot of people don't understand when you get started. So there's actual authority sites, which is like a kind of angle, and just to explain it in a nutshell, the different types of sites are monetized in different ways, and SEO is done in different ways based on the angle of your site. So to explain things, if you built a blog and it's like Susie's blog or something, well, you might monetize that with digital products, ebooks, and a course. And you're probably not going to focus on ads because you're not trying to really monetize with ads too much, but you're going to be more focused on digital products and affiliate, like referrals. Then, and you might be trying to build an email list with that, or you might build a review type website. So then it's very product focused. So that might be something like, you're reviewing a certain niche, like all the products within the niche. So your focus is like doing best buy comparison keywords, a lot of review keywords, and maybe you might throw in some how-to keywords to just break the content up. So for those review type websites, I would do like best this, best that, review this, review that of these reviews, and then how to do this, how to do that, because all of those kind of keywords, even the how-tos, even though it's informational, still has some kind of buyer intent, because if someone's trying to do something, they're trying to solve a problem. So if you can recommend some products in order to help them to solve it, then they're probably going to use it. Like if someone says how to start an affiliate website, well, they're probably going to want hosting, and they're probably going to want to sign up to an affiliate program that you might get a commission on as well. Okay, so that's like a how-to keyword that still has a buyer intent. But then with the third type of website, which I'm building now and where I'm quite kind of more focused, is like a blog kind of quote unquote website. So those ones are monetized with like advertising, so ads, monetized with affiliate, and then also monetized with like an email list or something, and actually building like a following and having a YouTube channel alongside it and all that kind of thing.
So you think when someone's actually deciding on, I'm going to start a blog on, whatever it is, whatever they've decided to start it on, you like to almost think about maybe the site that they're and what they're actually trying to do. So if they're, trying to build an audience, like with a YouTube channel, probably a bit like we're doing, here with eBusiness Boss, then that's going to be a very different decision than if you just wanted to write about cats or a hobby, something like that. So
that's going to completely change your keyword strategy as well, because that's also going to make a difference. If you, for example, are building like a blog type website, like even something like eBusiness Boss, that's like an actual business. So if you're going to build something like that, you might target like informational keywords. You don't really mind as long as it helps your reader. But if you're going to build a review type website, you're only going to build something of where you feel like you can monetize that, so you're going to be more focused on how do I make money out of this piece of content that I'm writing, so it would change the keywords that you target, because you're not going to go and target like best this, best that, or review this, review that constantly throughout your business of where you're trying to build a community, so it would change your strategy. You'd be a bit more receptive to information, so what I'm trying to say is the initial kind of rabbit hole that I would recommend anyone go down if you are trying to build a blog or website is focus on something that you're kind of interested in or about, and then go and search on. I would recommend for a beginner to build something that's not product focused and actually build something that's more around like a doing thing, like a verb. So if you use the Wikipedia hobbies list, it gives you things that you would have never thought of, like knitting or like train spotting and like aeroplane spotting and all different things that you might have not thought of. Like you're thinking, oh well, I wouldn't think of train spotting, that's something completely out of this. It's so different, but you can monetize that. So you might approach that by thinking, you know what, they're not really going to be looking to buy things, but they might buy trips on like local train and big trains, international trains, or trains that go all the way up England. And also you might monetize it more with adverts, so that might change it there. Or you might build like an email list with that kind of community, so that depending on what niche you pick will depend on the things and the ways that you're going to monetize the site.
Yeah, I love that. And guys, I'm going to try and keep this video, we'll try and finish this off soon because, I know you guys like quicker videos, but this is really, really useful stuff. Another question I wanted to ask, so do you do a lot of the writing for your sites yourself, or do you outsource a lot of it? Are there any struggles you have with it if you do outsource? Do you write all your content? What does the process look like for you?
Yeah, just crashed there. But in regards to hiring writers, I do hire writers at the moment now. Predominantly, I do use iWriter or ProBlogger at the moment as it stands. Yeah. And the way I hire people is essentially if they've got a background in the particular topic that I'm writing about. And when I started out, I did write the first like 80 articles on the dog site. So I actually learned what good content was through like repetition and practicing, purposeful practice. I was able to, decipher content by the end of those 80 articles and see what good content was from bad. If you're starting out, like no one cares about your business as much as you. So I recommend you need to get in the groove of it, learn how to write content, because then you'll be able to understand when someone's producing good content. Otherwise, you're oblivious to it and you don't really understand, So once you've done that, then when you start hiring, just make sure the person's got a background in the particular niche or topic or an interest. I like to have it that they've got a background, they've got some experience in it, or they generally do it as a hobby or interest or something like that. And then I'll analyze their quality of writing. I do spend a lot on writing now. Like, if I do use iWriter, I go for the elite service. I don't use anything less than that. And I always tip well as well.
Definitely. So, and you mentioned that you use ProBlogger to outsource and find writers. So, have you had a good experience with ProBlogger? I've been recommended it as well. And I think the whole sort of thing that I find with outsourcing writing is you need to ensure that writer is going to write to the quality and style that you want. So, have you had sort of a good experience with ProBlogger, and how do you go about briefing the writers on there? Do you hire them on a monthly basis or just, job by job?
Yeah, job by job is how I've used it so far. But on ProBlogger, I haven't been as focused on there as I am with iWriter, and predominantly because of the turnaround time. With iWriter, you're able to get content. It's like essentially a content mill, so you've got people waiting to just produce the content, and I have been more focused on iWriter. So in regards to ProBlogger, I have the writers that I have used have been good, but I would say that I've had a better experience on iWriter so far, but mainly because I haven't been able to yet give it a fair test. And I've been more focused on iWriter because of how fast I can get that content out.
Awesome. Well, guys, I'm sure just like me, you've probably found this useful. You can see that Leon's got quite an in-depth way of thinking when it comes to all of this SEO, website, blog building, whatever angle you want to go down. So yeah, if you guys are interested in learning more about building sites like this, how Leon is creating this extra income for himself, I'd highly recommend subscribing to Leon's YouTube channel. Yeah, is there anywhere else people can find you, Leon, or yeah, is YouTube the best place?
Yeah, mainly on YouTube. I mean, that's
Cool.
just an easy way to get in contact, and then through there you've got my email and things like that. Where you can get in touch.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time, and maybe let's catch up again in a few months' time, and hopefully you've taken your sort of affiliate marketing project to the next level. But well done for getting to where you've got, because being someone that's gone through it as well and is currently around about the same stage, it is a lot of hard work, isn't it? So
yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, thanks for coming on. Let's catch up soon.
No worries. Bye bye.
Cheers.